Hi folks, so today I'm going to be reviewing the Shark NV340 True Pet for AO.com. We've just had this delivered, and as always delivery from AO has been absolutely fantastic, really can't fault them at all. They found a time that would suit me rather than a time that suited them, which is always a bonus. And on the day of delivery we got a text message and a phone call to let us know when they were on their way. They've kept us up to date with the progress of delivery the whole time, so really impressed with the service from AO. So I haven't vacuumed since Wednesday, and today's Saturday, purposely because I knew this was coming and I wanted to be able to give it a proper test. So let's get this assembled and see how it performs. Okay, so it's all unboxed and assembled now. Assembly was fairly straightforward. I didn't do an unboxing video because I know there's already a couple of unboxing videos for Shark vacuums on YouTube already, so I didn't really see the point. If you're bothered, you can watch one of those. There's plenty of them out there. So yeah, assembly was fairly straightforward, although I will say I've never seen so much plastic packaging on one vacuum in my entire life. But on the plus side, first impressions are pretty good. I haven't plugged it in yet, but everything seems to be of a good build quality. The tools seem fairly solid. The brush roll is of a good quality. I also got the pet hair turbo brush and the, I can't remember what Shark call it now, or the LiftAway hard floor attachment, which is the thing with the white thing on the end of it, but I'll show that in use later on in the video. My only criticism so far is that the bin looks quite small, which our house is a 3-storey townhouse and we have a long-haired cat, so I can imagine that that's probably going to get full pretty quick. So, but obviously we'll see how it copes in use. And see how quickly it fills up. So let's take a look at it in action. Hard floors with the Shark, you've got two options. You can either press this button here, which is to switch the brush roll off, so that will continue the suction through the cleaner head, but switch the roller off so that it's not scattering or scratching the floor. Or with this model, you're also provided with this sort of device for cleaning hard floors. So we'll give both a try. So first I'll try the brush roll off. You see the roller is switched off. And you can just go straight into the hard floor. So that's picked up the bits up the middle, but I noticed when I was vacuuming down the side it's not particularly fantastic at getting up to the edge. So let's try the specialist hard floor tool, so it comes off. Well, that's much better. That was much better to use with the Oh, maybe not. So what I thought was doing a pretty good job is actually just stuck quite a lot of the dust and dirt from the hard floors onto the pad rather than sucking it up, so I'm going to have to vacuum that off by itself. Okay, so let's see how we get on with above floor cleaning. So for above floor cleaning, the Shark is a LiftAway model, which means it does this. And the whole top half of the cleaner comes apart for it to be used as a handheld machine. This is a feature that I actually really like because that part of the unit is quite light, so that's quite handy for cleaning stairs or furniture or cleaning in the car. You can use the wand or not, that pops off, and your tool attaches onto the end of here. So I'm going to vacuum the stairs, and this particular model comes with the air-driven turbo brush for cleaning stairs for pet hair. So let's see how this gets on. Move the clean head out of the way. Okay, so emptying the Shark is quite straightforward actually. There's a little clip here that you just next to where the handle is that lifts, and that takes the whole of the cyclone assembly off the main body of the machine. There's a catch here that you press, and the flap opens at the bottom and all the dirt drops out. Now I wouldn't normally empty this in the bin in the house, I would take it outside and do it, but just for the purpose of the video and the review, I'll show you inside. So press the button at the front here, and all the dirt drops out. And then that. Yes, thank you for that. And then this sits back on the body of the machine. Now, one thing I've noticed from taking the cyclone off is that the filter, which sits underneath the bin, has actually got a nice big black ring of dust on it from just one go around my house. Which tells me that the cyclone on this bagless machine probably isn't as efficient as a lot of others. There's a lot of multi-cyclonic vacuums on the market now, and the Shark do advertise themselves as the no loss of suction brand, which means they are multi-cyclonic, but this is a telltale sign that it's not really as efficient as a lot of others. The good thing about this is it's washable, so you don't have to replace it, although that could get quite messy if your filter is particularly dirty. So there's a fair amount of maintenance, I would have said, involved with this cleaner. I actually had to empty it twice because I used it on, foolishly, used it on our living room rugs. Get back on there. So I used it on our living room rugs, which are quite fluffy, and it filled the whole top of the bin with bright purple carpet fibres that have come off the rug, which I'll show you I'll show you the rug in a moment, so you'll see what I mean. So yeah, I'm gonna have a think about this one and put together some final thoughts on my review. Okay, so now having had a chance to test this throughout the house, I feel I can give it a fair review. So the pros first. It's a very well made machine. Very impressed with the build quality. There's nothing particularly flimsy or nasty about it. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels like a nice solidly made machine, which is good. The tools that come with it are excellent. I was really impressed with the tools. Good quality and nice to use. The brush roll it's a little bit too good actually. It's quite aggressive, but obviously that's in some ways that's a good thing because it means it's going to get lots of grit out from the bottom of the carpet. One thing I do notice a lot with bagless vacuums in particular is that when you're using them, they sometimes get a nice coating of very fine dust all over the body of the cleaner. That didn't really happen with this at all, so the sealed unit really works really well. Now onto the cons. I used it on this rug that you can see in front of me here, and it's quite fluffy. And when I did, the whole top half of the bin just filled up with carpet fibres. It really shredded the rug to bits, which my other vacuum, that I use is a Sebo, doesn't do that. It just cleans the carpet well, but doesn't shred the fibres off of it that much. So that was a little bit of a concern, really. I think it's a little bit too aggressive to be using on certain types of carpet. So if you have this kind of carpet or a rug like this, don't use the shark on it. I wouldn't recommend it. If you do want to use the shark on it, do it with the tools, not as an upright, because it did really shred the carpet fibres. The hard floor tool is quite good, but although a lot of dust and dirt that I thought was being picked up was actually just sticking to the pad rather than actually being sucked up into the vacuum, which was a little bit annoying. As an upright, it's great. I mean, it picks up off these carpets really well. No problems there at all. Picked all the cat fur up, which is the big challenge in this house. But its biggest downfall was when it was using it as an above floor cleaner. I actually found it quite awkward to use through the hose, especially with the handle grip, as you can see at the top, is really big and clunky and chunky. That really got on my nerves while I was using it with the tools. It just made it very uncomfortable to use, quite awkward to get into tight places, and it actually hurt my hand whilst I was using the turbo brush because you have to use it at a particular angle for it to work properly. So I didn't really think that was a particularly great feature. It would have been helpful if the hose plugged in at the back of the handle where you can see there, but actually popped out so you can plug your attachment straight onto the end of the hose. That would have been much more helpful than having that clunky handle there. But overall, I think it's a nice vacuum. I don't think the cyclone is efficient as a lot of bagless vacuums. So if you're looking for something that's low maintenance, this probably isn't the best vacuum to buy. I think the filters are going to need quite regular washing, and the bin will need emptying quite frequently because it's quite small. But overall, I thought it was good.